So I can see there are still a few people coming in, but I think there are certainly a good number that I can see have already signed on. So just to say hello again, my name is Katie. I am the head of admissions here at the college in Singapore. Today I am joined by Sabrina, who you can see here. So what I would say is I'm sure that, I've had the opportunity of meeting and speaking with some of you already. But if I haven't, then I would just very much like to extend a warm welcome to you, to your children, to the family, to Dulwich College Singapore, and to the wider Dulwich family as well. So moving through, what I would say is today's call, hopefully it should be quite brief. And really it's to share some of those important items that really can be easily missed, but sometimes very helpful and very useful for you as parents coming in as new families to the college. Before I get started too far into the presentation, what I do just want to highlight is for our families that are joining junior school. So that would be junior school is year 3, year 4, year 5, and year 6. I just wanted to highlight that it will be navy shorts for junior school. So if there are any parents that in the last 2 weeks perhaps happened to purchase grey shorts, please just drop me an email. We'll be sharing email addresses at the end of the presentation, but just drop us an email, let us know, and we can obviously get that sorted for you. Okay. You should have seen on our reminder email last week where there was a link to submit questions. In the meantime, I'm sharing the QR code. Hopefully you can see that in front of you now. So if you do want to just use your phones, you can just scan that and then submit any questions that you might have for us. What we will then do is share an updated of these questions that have been asked by you. We'll share that in a couple of days' time, so the 16th of August. And we'll also, in that same email, we'll share a recording of the session. So if you do want to just to go through the call and recap on some of the things that we've run through today, then there's definitely the opportunity to do that as well. What I will do at this stage, I will hand over to Sabrina, and Sabrina will just run through a few items around the New Family Information Hub, the parent portal, lunches and buses, hopefully things that all sound quite familiar to you, but hopefully Sabrina will just be able to run through and just talk you through a few things in case they're yet to be familiar to you. All right.
Hi, everybody. To start off, we wanted to show you the New Family Information Hub, which hopefully most of you are already familiar with by now. So the Information Hub that you should have access to would be all the initial information that you would need to ensure your child's ready for the first day of school. So things like your key onboarding deadlines, orientation day information, uniform lists, bus registration details, and also like the various communication platforms and channels that we use at the college should be all in there. In the meantime, if you're looking to purchase any uniforms, you can still get them from our vendor supplier at LIMS, which is located at Holland Village while we are still on school break, or you can also get the uniforms from the school shop and also the secondhand uniform shop on Friday at the orientation fair. Next up would be the parent portal. So at the start of August, you should have received access to the parent portal, which really is your one-stop shop for all things Dulwich. So once the school starts for you as an enrolled parent or a family, which pretty much starts from now. And on the parent portal, the parent to-do and key dates should be your need to know and will be updated accordingly. We have a short clip on the side here, so you can see the wealth of information that currently sits on the portal. You should have received instructions on how to activate and set up your login for your parent accounts. But if you haven't received this, please contact us at admissions and we can look into it for you. Or if you're still facing any technical issues with the accounts, we would ask that you can come by to the IT help desk on the orientation day on Friday. So for those of you who haven't activated your account, this is how you will access your account for the first time. There will be the parent portal link. So once you access that link, you can just click on New to Firefly button at the bottom, highlighted in green, and you should receive an activation email. But if you do not receive that, you can actually email us at admissions and we can check it out for you. Next would be on lunches. So through the parent portal, you will be able to access the Sodexo lunch ordering system under school lunches. So you should now be able to view the profiles of your children and start to pre-order or top up their accounts. So for children that are going into DUCS, which is toddler, nursery, reception, year 1 and year 2 children, parents, you can actually choose to pre-order their school lunches. The cutoff time for pre-ordering meals is at 7 a.m. on the day. For students going into year 3 and above in junior school and senior school, the students can actually choose their own meals themselves at the dining hall. So parents, you just need to ensure that you have topped up the account before their first day of school. Topping up can be done online and also at school using cash at the various top-up kiosks that we have on campus. There are also parental controls that you can set on these lunch accounts, things like spending limits, restricting the use, and basically all these information on how to set this up can be found on the Sodexo ordering system as well. Some of you would have been notified about bringing in a packed lunch, so please do note of this. If you are bringing in packed lunch, please be aware that the college is a nut-free school. Buses. For those of you who have registered and paid for school buses by the deadline, you should be receiving an email from the bus company about bus arrangement details by the 17th of this week. This would include details of like pickup and drop-off locations and the timings. For registrations after the deadline, the bus service will be available 2 to 4 weeks after the first day of term. The bus team will confirm the start date of service with you by email. Any late registrations in the meantime, you'll need to arrange for like separate transports until the school bus service is confirmed. For those of you who might be in service departments or you're looking to move and change your address, you'll need to inform the bus office and do take note that it is the same 2-week lead time. With CCAs, hopefully you would have seen our back to school email last Friday, which actually included some important information about CCAs. So there are a total of 4 CCA seasons in the academic year. This actually aligns to the Singapore competitive season, but we apply it across all CCAs. The first CCA season will run for 8 weeks, starting from the 18th of September to 17th of November. And season 2 will actually start from the 20th of November to the 9th of February. The registration timeline for season 1 and season 2 started last Friday on the 11th, and the deadline is 21st of August, which is next Monday. So important to note that once the CCA team have confirmed your child's CCA options for season 1, this cannot be changed. But if you wish to change your season 2 options, you can actually reach out to our CCA team directly over email. In the meantime, we ask that you read up on all the important notes about CCA allocation, bus arrangements, and changes on the parent portal under CCA. For CCA registrations, they are actually all done on Schools Buddy. which can be accessed from the parent portal. So you will be able to find the link to this when you go to the CCA's page in the portal. If this is your first time accessing Schools Buddy, this is how it should look like for you. And you will need to click on Firefly button, and then your access onto the system will be linked accordingly. If you are still facing any issues with your accounts, you can't see the profiles of your children or options out there, we have a CCA booth available on the orientation day as well. So you can actually go by to the CCA station, and then they will be able to help you check on it. Otherwise, from here, I think I will hand it back to Katie to share more information about the welcome and orientation day, as well as some of the things to note for your first day of school.
Thank you, Sabrina. So now we sort of come on to hopefully the really exciting part, because this is when we start to really get close to that first day of school, and we're talking a little bit more about coming onto campus. So the welcome day and the orientation fair is on the 18th. So the end of this week. The day, really importantly, it's about the Meet the Teacher, and it's those tutor sessions. And these sessions, they're informal sessions, they're drop-in sessions. So you can come anytime in those periods that we've mentioned, which is all on the New Families information page. And really, they are a great opportunity for you and for your children to meet the new class teacher. It's an opportunity for you to ask any questions that you might have, whether that's about the settling in process, whether it's about talking through pick up and drop off arrangements for the first day, just so the teacher can support with that. But actually, it's excitingly the chance to go and see, the children's form room, the space they'll be in, and for both you and for them to sort of familiarize with sort of the environment, the setting, before that sort of exciting, but maybe a little bit apprehensive in terms of that first day of school and coming in for that. So certainly, both from an admissions perspective, but also certainly the schools as well, we would really strongly encourage students to come along for those sessions, so that they might have questions, they can get a bit of an idea and familiarize themselves before that first day. One thing that I think might be helpful to highlight is that school uniform isn't worn on this day, so they can come in sort of in home clothes, normal clothes, and save their school uniform for the first day of school next week. Alongside, obviously, the Meet the Teacher and the Meet the Tutor sessions, we run the orientation fair. Unlike the Meet the Teacher and Meet the Tutor sessions, we run the orientation day really from sort of start to finish of the day. So it's also a drop-in session. What I would suggest might work well for you, based on previous years and other families, is I would maybe come into where we're hosting it, either just before you head to your Meet the Teacher tutor session, or whether you do it just afterwards, because what it will do, the orientation fair that we're running here in the Performing Arts Centre will essentially allow you to come and clarify on anything you're not sure about, or if you want to find out more about any of the different areas of the college, whether it's finding out more about the co-curricular activities that we offer, or about sports or drama or music. We'll have different specialists here to sort of be able to talk you through and answer any questions that you might have. And equally, I know Sabrina's sort of referenced it already, but if you have any issues with any of your logins or anything like the lunch or the bus service, that's also a really great opportunity. We've got the help desks that will be available to sort of be able to support you and work out any difficulties that you might be facing. Of course, all of us in admissions will be there throughout the day, and we would always love the opportunity to be able to meet you in person. We obviously spend so much of our time sometimes going back and forth over emails or over the phone or speaking with you, and so we always love the opportunity to be able to meet you in person. Don't be shy, please come and say hello if we don't manage to say hello to you first. Just one other point on sort of in terms of giving you instructions and guidance about this Friday is that we will be sending an email in a couple of days. So on Wednesday, along with sort of the summary of the questions that we'll come back to you on, and this online recording, we'll also just be sharing information about for orientation welcome day, where you need to arrive to, what the session timings are, how you can sort of get around the spaces, just so you've got that really easy and really accessible to you just before the sessions. So please keep an eye out for that coming through to your inboxes on Wednesday. And then next is just to sort of run through the first day of school. And what I would say is obviously whether it's you coming in with your children, whether it's your children coming in by bus, or whether your children are coming in independently through public transport, there's obviously a variety of different ways that can happen. What I would say is that students coming in by the school bus will be guided by staff members on arrival. That could be us in admissions. It will be the teachers that we have sort of situated across the campus to just be there to sort of support and help navigate students to the school reception. So what I would emphasize is, as a starting point, the best place to go to for the first day is the respective school reception. So whether that's you're coming in and you're dropping your children off, but definitely if you make your way to the school reception, then we will be able to definitely guide you from there. But don't, like I said, please don't be shy. If you're not sure, if we haven't asked you or supported and you're not sure, please ask any of us that are around, and we'll be more than happy to take you in the right direction. Just what I would also say and recommend in line with that for the first day, when you go to your meet the teacher or meet the tutor session, I would suggest it's a good idea to just let them know about what the drop-off or pick-up arrangements are for your child, particularly on that first day, just so that we can obviously make sure that that we support the students with that they know where to go, if they're collecting, if they're taking the bus, or if they're being collected by you as parents. And then this, just probably one note just to clarify, which is more targeted towards our DUCS families. So that's students who would be coming into toddler, nursery, reception. What I would say firstly for those year groups, you will have been assigned a group A or a group B for your child's first day. Please note, if your child is in group A, then the first day of school is the 23rd of August. Then your child will next be coming into school on the 25th of August. For those that are in group B, the first day of school for your child is the 24th of August, and then the next day is the 25th. The reason that we sort of stagger those first days and there's a gap is just because we support sort of the half classes as they come in to sort of support that transition into a new environment with new teachers, with new students. So we find that works relatively well. Okay, so from there, there's just not too much more to run you through. Don't worry. But I think it's, you know, being a new family, whether it's you're new to Dulwich, whether it's you are new to Singapore, or actually whether it's that you are an existing parent, but actually you have a new child joining. I think it's a really nice opportunity to highlight about both our sort of coming onto campus, what that looks like, but the Friends of Dulwich coffee mornings that we have running. So what I would say is that Friends of Dulwich, the coffee mornings are running on the following days that you can see. And what I would say is that you should have received a link to sort of register or to sign up. That should have been last Friday in the back to school email. And what I would say is these are really great sessions for you to be able to meet. They are very much optional. So please feel free to join if you're able to, if you would like to join. And allow me just to clarify in terms of obviously that breakout. The Monday, the 21st of August, is obviously dedicated to new parents. But what I would say is please feel, you can always go to more than one session if you would like, but equally, if you are a senior school parent and actually you'd like to go to the senior school parent session, it's very flexible. Please don't feel that you can't sign up to the senior school parent session because you're a new parent. It's very open, and you would be very welcome sort of at the sessions that you want to choose to attend if you want to join that. What I would just ask is please do register. That I know it will certainly, it's really helpful for the Friends of Dulwich team to sort of know and have an idea and be able to prepare and have sort of the support so they can all come around, they can say hello and do those introductions. So yes, that would be my only ask there. And then just lastly is to mention about parent lanyards. So parent lanyards, you might have seen there are lots of, well, and if you haven't seen, you'll probably see when you come onto campus this week and for first days of school, you will see that there are lots of different coloured lanyards. Now, that can distinguish junior school from Dux, and also we have that for parents. For our new parents, we have pink lanyards. And so what I would say is that you'll be given sort of a pink lanyard in the interim, and that is from your respective school office. So what I would say is once you are coming onto campus for the first time, whether that is this Friday as part of orientation and the welcome day, or whether that is in the first week, if you're doing a drop-off or a pickup or anything like that, I would really encourage you to, when you are at the respective school reception, please, they will be very well equipped with new parent lanyards to be able to share that with you. What that means is every time you come onto campus, we just ask that you wear that, because it just means that we know that you're a visitor. The security team that come on can go, great, we know you're a Dulwich parent, come through. What I would also just add to that is sometimes we get asked about additional cards. So additional cards for things like helpers or drivers, that will happen, as will sort of your identity card. We'll have an actual card for you that we will print for you. What I would say is these will be available for registration once the school term starts. And I would say more information will be shared in due course by the respective schools once they open registration for that process. And then they can let you know about how you can do that, timelines and things like that. But definitely in the meantime, don't forget, I'm sure we will also remind you if we see you on orientation, welcome day, or first days of school, just to make sure that you collect that so that you don't miss out. Okay, so that brings us to just a couple of really important things that I wouldn't want to be missed out before coming into school for the first day. So what I would say is what you can see at the top of that list is the immigration passes. Now that can be an in-principle approval, or it could be if you've managed to sort of go in and collect that already, that's great. But what I would say is we must have up-to-date copies of your child's pass, because without this, we can't have them start school. So it really, I cannot emphasize enough how important it is. If your child's card has recently been updated, if you can share a copy with us, whether that's scanning that to us, but please do just scan the front and the back of the pass so we can make sure our records are updated, that it reflects the latest dates on it. What I would say is if it's a digital e-pass, we just need a copy or a screenshot, which has all the details, again, including the expiry date. Because we just need to make sure that these are all in place by the time your child is coming in for their first day of school. I'm sure that many of you have already heard from us about this, but maybe over email already. So thank you obviously in advance for those of you that have had the opportunity to share that with us. But what I would say is certainly I'm sure that you'll also hear from us in the meantime if we're still yet to receive something. A few of the other items that I would just really emphasize that we just need to request are completed ahead of first day would be the medical consent forms. Very important. For our senior school students, it would be things like language options, bring your own device, and just familiarizing yourself with that policy and agreeing to that. And then for those students who would be year 9, 10 or 11, would be the IGCSE options. I would say this in the most part has already likely been confirmed. For those families who still have outstanding conversations to take place, my understanding is that these should be underway or scheduled already to take place sort of over the coming days. And then just lastly is the year 12. So for any students who are joining us in year 12, it's just a request or a reminder to ask for any result transcripts that they need to be submitted. So this could be things like IGCSE results or any of those formal transcripts that you've had moving from the programme that your child's coming from. What I would say is the senior school team will also be in touch with you on this just to follow up. Now, there might be some families, some of you might not be arriving in time for the first day of school, whether that's due to a delayed arrival in Singapore, whether that's due to immigration pass approval. What I would just ask is that you keep us informed. And I would say whether that is through the admissions officer that you've been speaking with throughout the whole process, whether that's dropping us an email at admissions.singapore@dulwich.org. But it just, in letting us know, what it does is it allows us to make sure that we've informed the class teacher, that we've got everything in place, and that we can really give you that warm welcome that we always look to do if your child isn't coming in for that first day of school. And then that just brings us across to the summary. Please feel free to take a picture if that is helpful for you, so you have a little bit of a mini checklist about what sort of things you might just need to ensure are all in place, or that you feel familiar with before the end of this week. It's like I said, it's hopefully most of those actually you might already be able to put a nice tick and that they've already been, but I think it's just maybe helpful so that you can see, passes, those forms that just mean that we're ready as well for everything in terms of your child coming in. one thing I haven't mentioned, but that is on that list, is about just the parking and traffic management before the first day of school, because it's in our back to school email that was sent last Friday. But understandably, as you might expect, it's busy. There is a lovely busy atmosphere, certainly for the first weeks of school. There are, lots of people on campus, lots of parents dropping off. I would say it's really helpful to familiarize yourself with, either if you're coming in by taxi or you're parking on campus or off campus, about the best routes to come in and how that works and the timings. So that is what I would flag there. And then really just from there, I want to just share the QR code again, for you to be able to submit any questions again. So like I said, what we will be doing is coming back. So rather than addressing all the questions during the session today, what we'll do is we'll compile them all together, and essentially pull that together as one updated response, so that it captures our bus, anything around transport that you might have asked about, anything about first day, so that you've got those answers and you've got them there for reference to be able to return to, along with the recording of this session on Wednesday, so in a couple of days' time. Okay. And then really, I think that brings us to the end of the session. What I would like to just say is, obviously, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for sort of working through. I hope that you found the session helpful, that Sabrina and I have been able to walk you through today. Please do let us know if you have any questions, like I said, through submitting through that QR code. Equally, if there is anything else, feel free to get in touch with us. But we very much look forward to welcoming as many of you and seeing as many of you as we can on Friday for the orientation and the welcome day. But otherwise, we will see you on your first days of school. So thank you very much for your time, and obviously goodbye from us here and from the team at Dulwich College Singapore. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.